about freaking time.
Fox News Alert, moments ago, we received this together. We received a statement from the DHS regarding the $59 million sent from FEMA to New York City migrants last week. Quote, 4 employees being fired today for circumventing leadership and unilaterally making the egregious payment for hotels for migrants in New York City.
They freaking arrested somebody for this crime that everybody in the nation can see was a crime. $59 million to feed, not only feed migrants, but to house them, to give them medical benefits. And you got people in this country that can't even get the same. So glad they're exposing all this nonsense.
Going to be firing, so names are going to be out. And let's bring in New York Congressman Mike Lower. Congressman, your thought about that move?
Just real quick, I hope they parade them in front of the cameras. I hope they expose them. Remember when all them people were getting doxxed a few years ago when all the craziness was going on? Put it out there. Let everybody know who these people are that were doing this nonsense.
Well, it's long overdue, frankly. These funds have been misappropriated going back to the Biden administration. And New York City, a sanctuary city, has been wasting billions of dollars of taxpayer money, billions with a B, to provide free housing, clothing, food, education, and health care to illegal immigrants, including criminal aliens that are here illegally. And so, I applaud, frankly, DHS for taking action to stop these payments under President Trump's leadership, because we have incentivized cities like New York and states like New York, a sanctuary state, to allow this to continue, and it has to stop.
So I'm looking at the bottom of the screen here, and it says 4 FEMA employees being fired today. Where do you think they got their orders from? Because I guarantee you it's not the people that are higher up, but they had to give the order in order for these people to send all this money. What's so crazy is that nothing was being said about it, nothing was being done about it. All I can say is all of you know that this needs to change.
New York, and it's a little selfish of us, billions of dollars because the water was wide open for 4 years. And the mayor that spoke up got exiled in the Democratic Party. Ironically, he's about to be, I guess, in a way, pardoned or protected by this president, who sees a lot of the targeting of Mayor Eric Adams as the same thing that happened to him.
No question. Eric Adams spoke out against what the Biden administration was doing. He said that the migrant crisis was, quote unquote, destroying New York City. Kathy Hochul authorized billions of dollars of state taxpayer money to pay for all these expenditures. Meanwhile, she's fleecing hardworking New Yorkers $2,500 just for the privilege of driving to work. It really just speaks volumes to how inept, incompetent, and corrupt New York has become under feckless leadership.
Right.
What I don't understand is, if you did this, or if I did this, or just anybody in your family, just think of anybody you know, was doing what they're being accused of, sending all this money that's been entrusted to them, they would be brought up on charges. Remember Bernie Madoff? How many of you have ever watched the show American Greed? How many people giving their money to these investors and stuff, trusting these people to do the right thing? And what happened when they didn't? They got locked up. They got prosecuted. Why isn't this happening for a Governor Hochul type of person, or a Biden, or any of these people that are involved? I'm saying lock them all under the jail.
We have to stop this massive influx at the border, which is what President Trump is doing. But we have to stop incentivizing states and cities like New York by spending billions, and in this case from FEMA, $59 million to support their efforts to circumvent federal law. That's really what this boils down to. States like New York are circumventing federal law, allowing illegal immigrants to get benefits and access to taxpayer money.
All right, so let's talk about something else that's just bizarre that's happening in New York. New York's top court set to consider non-citizen voting in New York City elections today. Get this, non-citizens, you don't belong here, you're not registered, blowing off court appearance, doesn't matter. That would add 800,000 non-citizen voters. Why is this even a discussion?
It shouldn't be. New York Republicans fought back against this effort several years ago. We were victorious in the lower.
But you know what's crazy? There's a whole lot of stuff that shouldn't be right now, if you really think about it. The way I understood it is you weren't even allowed to vote in this country until you were a certain age. I believe it was 18. If I remember back when I was 18. Registered to vote and things of that nature. Now they want to allow non-citizens to be able to vote? Well, this guy's going to break it down, and we all know why they want that. So just listen to what he has to say about it.
Court and the appellate division, and now it goes to the Court of Appeals. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit concerned because the New York Court of Appeals has been corrupted by Kathy Hochul and New York Democrats. This is why they tried to gerrymander our maps again last year. They added people who are way too progressive for the court to try and move the court in a different direction. I am concerned, certainly, that the Court of Appeals will make a political decision and not follow the Constitution. It is very clear. Non-citizens do not have the right to vote in our elections, period. There's a reason New York is a sanctuary state and city, though. And the reason is they want illegal immigrants counted as part of the census. That gives them more congressional seats and it gives them more electoral votes. That's what this all boils down to. They want them to be able to vote in our elections. I fundamentally believe that it is wrong. It violates both the U.S. and New York State constitutions and needs to be prohibited. And if the court had any courage or any conviction at all, it will reject this outright today.
Crazy thing about all of this is he said he believes it's wrong. They all know it's wrong. But the problem is they know that unless they're cheating, and when I say they, I'm talking about the Democratic Party. And I hate to even make it about party, because why can't people just stand up and do what's right? Just do the right thing. Like I said, for me personally, I really consider myself an independent. I base who I vote on the policies. If I feel like I can trust that what they say they're going to do, they're going to do. But in all honesty, this particular party, the Democratic Party, and you all have seen it on the news, they're lost right now. You know, they're doing whatever they can to keep all the nonsense going, and it's waking people up. It's about freaking time. You know, I'm tired of all the crazy. The most Americans are tired of the crazy. They want to see people prosecuted. They want to see all the crazy stuff come to an end. And thank God President Trump won the election, because I can only imagine if we'd had 4 more years of Kamala. And we all know that Kamala wouldn't have been running nothing.
Be unburdened by what has been, you know? What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
She would have been being run by the deep state. So again, those are just my opinions. I love you guys, and I will check you on the next one. Make sure you stay tuned to what's going on, because Trump ain't playing around and he's moving at a warp speed at this time. So make sure you like this video. Also subscribe to the channel.